The How to Build a User Interface for ExtendScript with Boethos and the CrossUI Rad Tool tutorial movie.
Here's the page on sierragreen.com containing some information about the Boethos code, for example, which widgets are supported, and a few other details. If you scroll to the bottom of the page, you'll see a few links, including a link to the CrossUI tool, which will open that page in a new tab or window, and a link to the Boethos code, which is what you need to copy to your clipboard to get this process started. First, make sure that all the code is loaded and reload the page if you've been to it before, just to make sure it's the latest version and not a cached version. Select all the text and copy it, then go to the CrossUI Rad page. You'll need to select the Code View tab so you can replace all the code with the Boethos code. You click within the code, and now you can paste the Boethos code in. And once you've done that, you can leave the code view and go to the design view. You'll see two new window widgets. The left one is kind of a cheat sheet, and the one on the right will be your user interface that you'll build. To start building it, you'll have to delete the red text widget you see on it using the delete button, but don't try to delete anything with your keyboard, it won't work. The first widget I'm going to put on here is an advanced button widget. As a rule, use the advanced versions if there are advanced versions. So there's a button, and if I click on the button text, just single click it, I can change it. I can also change the size and location of the button by dragging the edges, or even by using keyboard arrows and modifier keys. I'm going to use a group as a parent and modified checkboxes to create a radio button group. There is a radio box widget, but don't use it, it won't work. First I grab the group widget. I can also use what's called a block as a parent and put that on my window. Now I grab a checkbox button, which I can use to make a radio button. I'll put it within the group widget so it becomes parented to the group widget. I rename it, adjust it, and instead of grabbing another widget, I can just clone the widget using the clone button. I can rename this to option 2. Now I'm going to want a drop-down list control, but to get this I need a combo input, which has a bunch of items within it, but you can use the topmost combo input, which defaults to a drop list input, and that will be my drop-down list control. Let's see, I will want one of these buttons to be on and one to be off. So I select the top button and find the value property and set it to true. Now its default value will be added. Now comes the important radio button part. These checkboxes can be turned into radio buttons by finding the theme property and entering the word radio or radio button as one word. And of course I need to do this for the other button. There are other tricks to using the theme property, which you can read about on the Boethos info page. I'm just about ready to make my ExtendScript code, but I'd like to show you that it's easy to accidentally double-click on a widget, which will pop you back into the code view, and you really should never be in the code view, so if that happens, just go right back to the design view. If you want, you can check out the CrossUI themes for the whole interface, which are purely cosmetic. This is what the Aqua theme looks like, but really it makes no difference what theme you use. So to build a testable version of the window, I hit the debug button. Oh wait, let's change the name of the window. And I should also mention that you can change the aliases of the widgets to whatever you want to use as control reference names, like in this case, main OK button. Now I hit the debug button to build the test version. It makes a sort of proto-interface. And there it is with a special settings attachment that you can edit. So where I put this window is where it will appear in your host application, like After Effects. In other words, if it's way up in the corner, that's where it's going to appear within After Effects when you ultimately run it in After Effects. For After Effects, you're going to use either a dialog or a palette/panel, which is a multi-purpose style window. In After Effects, the window type is not really usable, but it may be usable in other applications. Apart from the window location, the default values for these widgets have already been defined before this stage, So it doesn't matter what you change here, like the values of the buttons. I click this red close button to create the extend script code, and there's the code. I select and copy the code and open Adobe's Extend Script Toolkit, paste it, run it, and there's the window. There are many other window control items available to use. Just check out the table on the info page or the cheat sheet widget to see what's possible. Thanks for watching, and if you have any feedback, I really appreciate it. And feel free to donate if you find this useful, but even just letting me know you're using it is really good to know, so don't be shy. Thanks again.